Welcome to Secular Soup. Stay tuned for real talk about atheism, feminism, politics, parenting, and whatever the fuck else Amy and Amy want to talk about, because this is their show. And get ready for a whole lot of motherfucking profanity.
You want to hear a secret?
I won't tell anybody. Go ahead. If I sit next to you, I'm going to get gonorrhea. It's going to jump into me. Just two ladies hanging out.
Is it okay for me to make fun of his neck waddle if I make fun of my own neck waddle?
I'm not sure.
That's a real ethical conundrum.
Would you know if you were born a lizard person, or can you be like adopted into the...
I think you know.
We're such professionals.
We really are.
Buckle up, bitches. It's time to have some soup.
I'm Amy with a Y.
And I'm Amy with an I.
And we're just two blueberries floating in a bowl of tomato soup. And I'm back, bitches. Cheating on me with other podcasters. God.
Hey, she's back.
It just made me so sad. Like, you guys you got along so well.
I had a lot of fun.
It was like you were sneaking around behind my back.
And we talked in the middle of the day. It was weird.
Oh my God.
Like, your ideal time is when we actually
My ideal time. I know. I'm jealous.
Although we got confused about time zones because I'm a time zone idiot, apparently. Like, I don't know if...
We've established this.
Yeah, we have. With like other podcasts, I'll do interviews. I'm like, okay, 6 o'clock my time. And they're like, no, it's 8 o'clock my time. Like, then what time is that mine? I'm like, okay.
This is all super hard to figure out.
Apparently.
Someone should make like an app or a website where you could just like type in what your time zone is.
Either a Google something or Alexa in just about every room in my house. All I'd have to do is ask.
Oh my God.
Literally,
yeah.
Alexa, what time is, 2 p.m. Washington time?
Alexa doesn't know what she's talking about.
She is dumb. Compared to the Google Home, she is dumb. I'm like, play this song. And she was like, I can't find Hippity Jibbity O'Clock. I'm like, that's not by Rihanna. That's not what I want to hear.
Oh my God.
I'm trying to listen to S&M, like a grown-up.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm watching Riverdale like a grown-up.
Oh, so
my husband's like, are you watching that? Is it good? I'm like, you'd hate it, but I like it.
I liked Teen Wolf the first couple of seasons, then I hated it. But
yeah, you'd probably like it. I don't think my husband would like it because it's kind of too teen soap opera drama-y.
Well, I really liked, what did I like? We just finished watching it. Can't remember. Because we keep watching something and they were like, oh, it's over. We need a new series.
Yeah.
We've been watching The Detour. It's on Hulu.
Oh, yeah. I still haven't started watching that one.
It is so funny.
I've just been stewing in a pit of clinical depression for like 2 months where all I do is watch TV. So I have literally run out of shit to watch. So I finally decided to give Riverdale a chance just out of sheer desperation.
Did not like
really
Sabrina. I watched the first 2 episodes.
I didn't even try that.
Did not like it because I loved the original Sabrina. And I
was mad on the original. Yeah. I just, but Riverdale, it's good. Give it a try. So last week I had a tragedy that this one so here's what happened for the listeners. My husband was going through the closet and he yelled to the kids that he found my secret stash. And it turns out that there were 6 packets of Reese's peanut butter cups that I had hidden months and months ago and forgotten about. And not only did he find them, but when I went to eat them, they had just gone bad. Like, I wasted 6 packets of peanut butter cups.
Oh my gosh.
Because I hid them and I forgot where I put them and forgot that I hid them and forgot they existed. And since I don't do laundry enough, I guess I didn't dig through the clean towels enough to know they were there. So I'm really upset that I wasted the money.
Well, if it's the clean towels, that means you just don't dry your body after you shower.
Well, I drip dry,
I do
like
too.
a normal human.
I do too. And it drives gentleman caller insanely upset. He was like, is there a towel in the bathroom for me? I'm like, probably not. He's like, why don't you hang a towel up, woman? I'm like, because I don't need one. He was like, what is wrong with you? I'm like, I shake off like a dog. It's fine.
Well, you have all that hair on your legs. So.
Right? I just wrap it around myself and it dries off my entire body.
Yeah, I don't really drip dry. I have one of those robes that's like made out of towel material, and I just wrap that thing around me.
Literally,
and it keeps me warm and soaks up all the moisture.
I literally like stand at the foot of my bed and I lean over the bottom of the bed and naked and just play on my phone until I feel like I'm dry enough to like put pants and a t-shirt on.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Right. And he's like, what are you doing? I'm like, mind your business is what I'm doing.
So I'm mourning the loss of all 6 of those packages of peanut butter cups. I used to have like an 8 peanut butter cup a day habit for a while, and then I kind of got sick of them. So I forgot that I
haven't had
them.
A peanut butter cup for probably about 5 months.
Yeah, I wore myself out on them this summer, which is probably why I never was looting around the closet to find the ones that I hid, because I totally forgot about it. And yeah, but I actually did have a little bit of a tragedy last week. So my aunt passed away, and she wasn't an aunt that I was very close to. So it's, don't cry for me, Argentina. It's okay.
It's still sad.
It's sad. It's sad that I hadn't seen her in a long time. Right. And it's sad that it was a big old Catholic funeral.
Right.
And it was mostly weird for my mom, just because this was her sister-in-law. So it was her brother's wife. And she and that particular brother just didn't have, they didn't have like a hateful relationship. They just didn't really have much of a relationship. They didn't have much in common. They hadn't talked much over the years. And so then all this Catholic guilt came out about, how she thought she was a bad sister and he thought he was a bad brother. And it was, oh my God, it was, yeah. So we got to drive in the snow for a very depressing Catholic funeral.
And that's why I recorded with Deanna.
Yeah, because I just had a long ass week that included that. Yeah. And
she was like, I can't. I'm like, I got it. It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah, it's the depression hitting me too. I went and saw my psychiatrist last week, and I told her, I'm like, I am just in the biggest funk. Like, I just literally can't even,
I do. I know.
I can't function. I can't enjoy things. So she kicked me up to a second antidepressant. So we'll see if that brings back my delightful, sunny disposition, which everybody knows and loves. So I don't know. Until then, I'm just laying in bed stewing about things. So
get it.
That's been my week. We were going to talk tonight about parenting. So to kick that off, I have a text message that I want to read the audience from my child. And this will give people an idea of what parenting is like in case they don't know. Right. Or if they're not parents yet, this will dissuade them from having children. So
we're cautionary tales.
We are. Last night, as I'm sleeping, because it was 10:40 at night and I was asleep, because I'm always asleep at 10:40 p.m. and everybody knows this. So my son starts texting me, and I always have my phone right next to my head. People have told me that's probably bad, but I don't care. So I've got my phone there, and I start hearing it ding, and it starts out where you think you're dreaming. Yeah. And you're like dreaming about it. And then pretty soon you wake up and you're like, oh shit, no, my phone is really dinging. So here's what he writes. Do we have a Voodoo account? Mom, 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 mom. This is my 14-year-old. So I woke up just enough to write back, no. And he writes back, Kay, can I have $3? And I just wrote, I was like, clearly I was half awake, and I wrote, your uncle has one, but I don't have the login, because my brother has one that he gave us the login to at one point. I don't know. And I said, I'll get it tomorrow. So then he texted back with an angry emoji. And then I said, yes, you can have $3 if you let me go to sleep. And he wrote back, Kay, thank you. And then 2 minutes later, I'm sorry, but what's the Amazon video login?
Oh my God.
So I'm like half asleep trying to remember the fucking Amazon video login. I vividly remember being half asleep and trying to type this with my fingers, and my fingers just not wanting to participate and having to like retype it over and over, because if I didn't give him an answer, he wasn't going to leave me alone. So I sent it to him. He's like, thank you so much.
You didn't tell us what it was.
No, I did not.
You didn't finish the entire story here.
In case Michael's listening, it's fuckoff@gmail.com, and the password is fuckoff with a capital F and a 0 for the O. So just use that, log into Amazon, you'll get right in.
I think Michael listens to this because we just
I doubt it.
Mean to him.
Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, my kid says, thank you so much. And then he writes back, it's $20.
No.
And I'm like, what is it? And he goes, a movie. And I'm like, can't you just rent it? And he writes, no. So I write back, fine, just please stop texting me. Like, at this point, I'm just like, I don't care. I'll give away the $20 if I can just sleep.
What movie did he want to watch?
I don't even know. He wrote back, wait, yes, I can. And then it was $4. I'm like, good, rent it instead. And he's like, okay. And then I had to send him the code to, oh my God. I'm just like, let me fucking sleep. I don't know what. Oh, actually, I checked my email today and I think it was what's that movie with Benedict Cumberbatch in it? It's like a superhero movie.
That's a good one. He's real.
I think that's what he rented.
Doctor Strange.
Yes, it was Doctor Strange. So fortunately, he figured out how to rent it for $4 instead of buying it for $20.
Yeah,
but
I rented a movie for $4 yesterday too.
Mm-hmm. Well, everybody knows now how to get me to agree to things is just wake me up at 10:40 with nonstop texting. And,
wait, what time was it that we agreed to do the podcast?
10:30
at night.
No, I'm kidding.
I know, that's what I'm saying. Is this whole thing just extortion, like sleep deprivation?
It could be. I mean, my whole life is sleep deprivation at this point.
It's just a product of that.
I'm just getting through the day, giving away $20 bills just to get through the day. Like, solving problems by here's $20, leave me alone and let me sleep.
I mean,
don't text me at 10:40 at night.
You're making lots of friends.
It's the way to do it. You just throw $20 bills at people. And I get all those $20 bills from the Wayward Willis because they keep buying shit and giving us money.
Right.
It works. Whatever works.
Exactly.
So what does it mean to be a parent?
That's what I wanted to talk. I wanted to talk about what it means to be a parent because
let's do it.
Anyone can have a baby. Well, no. Okay. That's not fair.
Yeah, no.
No.
Michael can't have one.
Yeah. No, that's what I mean is it's not hard for a wide variety of people to have a child, whether
to procreate,
they carry it or participate in the conception in some manner. It does not take any skill, really.
Right. I mean, it takes a little bit of skill, but not very much.
Does it? Have you met some of those teen dads?
It depends. Yeah.
Yeah. No. So it doesn't take skill, but where it actually matters to the child and the world in the future is what does it actually mean to step up and be a parent? Because it's not the one who's the genetic manufacturer of that person necessarily. That's
the genetic material donor.
Yes. That's what I wanted to talk about.
Yeah, I can hear Moriarty in the background, and he's just
Can
adorable.
you hear that asshole cat?
It's so cute.
He's real cute. He's like 9 or 10 months old. He's real cute.
He's so cute.
Okay, so his name is Maury James. Mm-hmm. Okay, Moriarty James. You know that the Professor Moriarty is James Moriarty, right? Like, I am a real nerd.
I did not know that, no. I mean, I knew that the Moriarty was a Sherlock Holmes thing, but no, I did not know that the first name was James. So you are a nerd. Congratulations.
His name is Maury James. Like, when I call him and I'm saying something, he's Maury most of the time. But he's Maury James when he's in big trouble.
I usually just call Chappie, you fucking asshole. Get away from here, you motherfucker. That's his nickname, motherfucker.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Professor James Moriarty.
So can cats raise your kids for you? Because that's what I've been doing for the past
I have
2 months
seen
or so.
Peter Pan, and I know dogs can.
Well, as long as they're St. Bernards.
Right. But she didn't do a very good job because she let the kids get abducted. So
that's true.
I probably wouldn't put her back in charge of the children once they were returned.
Only for short periods of time. Like if you need to catch a nap or something.
During the daytime, if you needed to go and get groceries. Because odds are no one's coming in through the window then.
Yeah, you don't need magical abductors showing up at your kid's window in the middle of the night. That's bad parenting right there.
That's the last thing I need.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Well, although it would give you a nice break, your kids go to Neverland for a while.
Right.
You get the house to yourself. I'm just saying there's upsides.
Yeah.
So the first thing about parenting is
fucking sucks.
We're all pretty much winging it.
Yeah,
it really
sucks.
We're not saying that there is this one perfect way to parent.
Yeah.
And that we should all be doing it that way because parenting is hard. Let's face it. It sucks. We're all winging it.
It's incredibly hard. No one knows what
None of us. Nope, we don't know what we're doing.
All of us cry in the shower after we've had a particularly difficult day with the kids and they're screaming in our faces and they're telling us that they hate us and I wish I was never born and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, as you do.
Yeah. That's normal day-to-day stuff.
Right. The shower sob.
Yeah.
So it sucks. Yeah. I'm going to be really, really very vague. I know people who they have biologically participated in making a child and then they constantly are sending reach out texts to their network saying, you know, I can't, I'm so depressed, or I'm sad, or this happened, or, you know, a friend of a friend is ill, or whatever. And they're always reaching out to their network for backup and for help, which I get it. I've been there. I've needed backup and help, but it's every single week, consistently, all the time, always. Yeah. And it gets to the point where it's like, this is what made me kind of start thinking about it, is at what point are you actually not being a parent?
Are you not parenting?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a hard question. I mean, I had mentioned before on here that I had custody of my cousin's kids for a while, back before I had my own kids. And that was a situation where, you know, she had these 2 kids, but she loved meth a little bit more.
Right.
And that's a harsh thing to say, because I know she loved, and probably, I haven't had contact with her for a while, but I know she loved her kids, you know?
Same with my story. Yes.
Yeah.
Same.
Like, I have no doubt that love was there, but there was just a total incapacity. More. Yeah. There was a total incapacity to care for those children, and no acknowledgement really on her part that she was not doing what was in their best interests.
Right.
And my husband and I got put in a position where we were the caretakers. And this was, like I said, before we had our own kids. I knew nothing about being a parent. And so I all of a sudden have these 2 kids in my house, a toddler and a kindergartner.
And they're having a difficult time. So they're probably throwing some fits.
Yeah. They've got some baggage, and we're trying to figure it out, and it's hard and it sucks, but we're there and we're doing it because
that's what you have to do.
There's no other option. It's just, that's
Who else
what
is
you have
do
to
it?
do. These kids are more important than us as adults.
Your comfort levels.
Yeah, because that's just the way, I guess, the world works.
That's the way the world should work.
Yeah.
Doesn't always, but that's the way it should work.
They still have growing to do. They still need to learn things, and they need to feel safe. And
because in my vague example, it's partying is more important. You know, doing whatever they want is more important. It's just
And there's a certain amount of, when you become a parent, you start to realize that, you know, the selfishness that you had before just kind of has to go away.
It's really hard to do, though. Like,
and it's hard to surrender.
It is hard selfish. That would be fantastic
to surrender that selfishness, because we're just. And I'm not saying selfishness is necessarily a bad thing. It's just that's what we're all used to. We're used to looking out for ourselves.
number one. This is what you do.
And then all of a sudden you have these kids, and it's like, no, they need to be number one now, and you come second at all times.
Your brain is like, are you freaking kidding me? Like, I have to look out for what? I have to do, excuse me, I don't want to get up at 2 a.m. to feed someone else. I'm not hungry. Go back to bed.
Yeah, and your brain constantly goes back to, remember before we had these kids? And I could just lay down in the middle of the day. Nobody would bug me. Like, I didn't have to do anything.
And no one knocks on the shower door.
I could buy a pair of shoes and not give a single thought to, but these other people living in my house need shoes too. I could just do it for me.
Right.
And not give a fuck about other people's feet, you know? And it's hard to give that up, which is why I'm saying, don't have kids ever, unless it's something you really, really, really want to do. And even then, think twice. But
think about it long and hard.
Once you've got that kid, you have to sacrifice, and that's just the way it is.
It freaking sucks.
And
not gonna lie,
but
my breakup would have been so much easier. Well, and it would have been years and years and years sooner.
Yes,
but it would have been so much easier. I would have been like, okay, bye. Never talk to him again. Instead, I have to text him just about every day for something to do with the kids.
Because you've got these little humans living with you.
So it's a breakup where we never actually get away from each other.
But not really.
It's more like orbiting side by side to being slightly in a different orbit. But it's still, he's like right there. And it's like, I can never, well, actually, in 10 years, I can get away.
Yeah.
And I was
but even then, I mean, there'll be family events.
I'll see him at family events, and I'll see him at weddings and, whatever.
You're never going to get rid of him completely.
I mean, unless something tragic happens.
Some people.
Kidding. But no, I was talking to Gentleman Caller. I was like, the second my daughter turns 18, I am blocking all his numbers. If something happens, my kids can text me.
Yeah.
And he was like, seriously? I'm like, oh yeah, done.
Yeah.
Done.
Absolutely.
Gave him freaking 18 years. He's getting 10 extra as a bonus.
Yeah.
Like he's all set.
Yeah. So I think that's totally reasonable.
I wish I could do it now because fucking stupid.
Oh, I get it. Yeah. I have to go next week to a children's holiday concert at 6:30 p.m., which 6:30 doesn't sound late, but the problem is by the time that program's done, it's going to be at least 7:30. Then there's going to be some sort of reception, I'm sure, with cookies and punch. And so by the time we get home,
subpar cookies and the punch isn't even alcoholic.
It's going to be terrible. Yeah. And we're going to not get home till like probably 8:30. My kid needs to go to bed at 8 or the whole rest of the next day is just a shit show.
Right.
And of course, it's a school day the next day. We'll be fighting every other parent in town for a parking spot at the venue because there's no parking lot there. So it's just street parking everywhere.
Great.
It's gonna be a fucking nightmare.
Can you Uber there?
No, I live in a small town. We don't have the Uber. We just gotta suck it up. We have to park on a side street, walk in the freezing fucking cold, fight all the other parents for seats, and then that's just for the pleasure of watching 8-year-olds who really have no talent sing. And my particular child is excited because he gets to play the xylophone. So I'll get to see his xylophone skills.
His xylophone-y. Christmas program. Maybe there are parents out there that enjoy those things. I mean,
there could be. I've never met one.
I think you'd be hard pressed to find one.
Yeah, I've never met one in person, but I'm assuming somewhere there's a parent who goes to those things and they're just super excited and like, it's my kid. And I was a little more like that. Sounds
like something Rich would probably like though, right?
Yeah, Rich is kind of lame though. I mean, he's, I could see him just being nerdy and liking that sort of thing, but it's just awful. And the schools subject us to it. Has the video camera in the back. Look at me, smile.
Poor Rich.
Oh, we love you, Rich. We know you hate kids' Christmas programs. Don't worry.
Just as much as we do.
I think the very first one that my older kid had, so when my oldest was in probably kindergarten, he had the first one. Then I was like, oh, it's so cute.
Oh, yeah,
me
too.
But once you get past that first one, you're like, I don't need to see any more of these.
Yeah,
they're all terrible.
Yeah, there was this one, my second, my middle child, did this Thanksgiving one. And it was during lunchtime and they were performing for like the third graders. So it was the big kids and he was like a tiny little kindergartner.
Oh,
and he was so tiny when he was a kindergartner.
Yeah.
He was like the tiniest one in his class and he was like these little skinny kid. He was wearing like 3T or something. Like he was so tiny. And they were singing something about turkey tail feathers and they turned around and shook their little booties and I almost fell out of my chair. It was the cutest thing I'd ever seen. But ever since then, I'm like, meh, like I'm over it. Like I don't care.
Yeah.
But that one, I was just like, oh, it's so cute. But yeah, no.
Yeah, I think the only thing with my second child, the only thing I enjoy about it is that he's such a ham that he's just not ever doing what he's supposed to be doing. He's always doing extra freestyle dance moves or...
You just say he's extra.
He's very extra, my child. So sometimes that's entertaining, but yeah, overall, the music itself is terrible. Then I have to decide how pissed off to be about all of the Jesus songs that they've incorporated.
In about mangers, you're like, nope. No.
I'm like, do I want to be that parent?
Do I want to be the parent because they're going to know it's freaking me?
Yeah.
Because I'm the one that complaining about the FFRF things at the end of the year when the teacher says, I pray for you and gives out the religious CDs to all her class. It's like, that's always freaking me.
Yeah. And my kid's coming home practicing his xylophone to Go Tell It on the Mountain. And I know the lyrics to Go Tell It on the Mountain and Jesus is involved. And I'm just going to bite my tongue. I'm not going to say anything.
Player in that one. It's a fun song, though. I get it.
Yeah. He's super psyched about that xylophone, man. He won't shut up about it. Which, of course, they make it a huge deal, so you cannot skip them. You can't just not go. which
I kind of, okay, so Go Tell It on the Mountain is kind of, it's completely over the line, but it's more of a gray area to me because it's the same thing in my mind as singing about penguins and Santa, because it's not
really,
it's not drawing to light that the real meaning of Christmas is mangers and baby Jesus.
Well, I mean, it's Go Tell It on the Mountain that Jesus Christ is born.
Well, yeah, but it's just like Santa Claus is coming to town. It's the same statement of fact that isn't really a fact. To me.
Maybe.
Like, in my mind,
what do you think is more objectionable?
Away in a Manger. Because that one is like, say, especially
telling the whole story.
Right. And especially when people are like, this is the real meaning of Christmas, or, you know, this is all, it's all about baby Jesus. I'm like,
is it though? Is it?
Yeah. So I've already said that with my kids that we talk about how it's like fictional characters just like Santa Claus. And, you know, I tell them, I'm like, it's just like Santa Claus and polar bears and penguins. And they're like, Mom, penguins and polar bears are real. I'm like, have you ever seen any? Look outside. I don't see any.
I've been to the zoo though, Amy.
You have polar bears in your zoo? Yeah, we don't.
Yeah, we're in Minnesota. We got a polar bear up here. It's kind of sad though, because he's got the tiny zoo and it's just the one bear and he's in much too small of an enclosure. And yeah, it's really kind of sad. We have penguins and polar bears that are
We had penguins at SeaWorld in San Antonio. They have a whole penguin enclosure. That one's fun. It smells, but that one's
fun. Yeah. They stink.
Penguins are stinky. No, they're cute, but they are stinky creatures.
Fun fact, I used to, when I was in college, I went to college when I was in high school, which as I look back on it was really a bad idea because I was not mature enough to handle that. Well, the thing is, at college, you don't have to go. Nobody takes attendance and there's literally no punishment for not showing up. So,
I mean, sometimes they do. Sometimes you have teachers that are stricter, but not very often.
Not really. But there's a zoo in St. Paul that's free. So I would just go by myself to the zoo and sit there. And I would sit there by the polar bear enclosure. They had like these little bleachers and you could just watch the polar bear swim back and forth for hours.
That would be really fun.
It was like relaxed. I would just sit there and just watch him. He would just swim and he comes right up to the glass and then he swims again and again. And probably because he's gone crazy because he's in too small of an enclosure.
Most likely.
It was so much better than going to a math class. Like, I can go to a math class or I can go to the free zoo and watch the polar bear.
How'd you do in that class?
Not great.
I didn't think so.
Pretty much failed out of most of that year. So.
Sounds like you wouldn't do well.
Yeah, no, I did not attend regularly.
About a polar bear? Because I could.
No. Yeah, totally. I could also nail any number of movies that I went to during the day. Just.
Jeez.
This is what happens when you let a 17-year-old go live in another city and have her own dorm room and a
I would have been like a completely nerdy nerd and I would have taken 5 a.m. classes and I would have gone to school until like noon and then I would have joined you at the movies. But I would have been a total nerdy nerd all morning because that's basically...
I rolled out of bed at like 8 a.m. I would eat Skittles for breakfast, take the bus across the campus.
I would be... Okay, so I would get up early. I would have 7 a.m. classes. I'd get up early. I would attend a Bible study class on campus first. And then the second I got home from school, I would work out for an hour. Then I would go shower and get ready. This is when I was like 17 or 18. Shower and get ready. And then I would go to work. And I would bring my homework with me and I would do it on my break. That was me. Did I date? No, I did not. No, I did not.
See, I had a boyfriend. But I was the single laziest, most irresponsible teenager on the planet. I was smart. Like, I look back on it and I get angry because I could have done well had I just put in the mere tiniest of effort.
I was pretty lazy in high school. I graduated with only a 3.56. I was very upset about this because I wanted to be higher. I remember the class. I remember the exact class that dropped my 4.0 in college, and I will never forgive that class. Because then I had to graduate college with only 3.7 something.
I was damn lucky. I graduated high school with all the failed classes I had at the university from watching movies and polar bears all day long. Because they barely wanted to take those credits because I did a shit job when I was down there. But God damn it. I was independent. I was 17 and I didn't live with my parents, and it was awesome.
I went to a magnet school. Yeah, I was such a nerd.
No, I really, really hated high school.
I took accounting classes as an elective.
Oh my God. It seems like you'd be good at the parenting though, whereas I'm naturally terrible at it because I'm selfish, but you seem like more of like a planner, like, you've got this.
Yeah. Okay. So the thing is, here's what happens. When you live your life at that intensity for ever, you get real tired.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I was like full tilt. I went to a magnet school and I graduated with good grades. And then I went straight to, started taking college courses when I was 16 through school. It was the dual credit stuff. Right. And then I went straight to college right after high school. And I didn't stop. I got married at 19. I continued to go to school for a little bit, but then I was like, I miss my husband, which is what the fuck. I should have just graduated because it was way better than him. But yeah. So I went and, I just lived at this intensity, and then I had babies and I didn't stop. Like I taught them how to talk and I taught them how to walk and I taught them, all these things. And I had my first two are only 2.5 years apart. So it was just, I had 2 in diapers for a minute, and then I had, all these things. And then I went back to school full time when I had a newborn. I mean, I'm tired. Yeah. I'm very, very tired, and I have to maintain that level still, but it's not fun anymore. You know
what helps with that though?
Drinking?
Meth. It'll keep you awake.
We went to an ex-Mormon Christmas party this weekend, and I got in the White Elephant gift, I made Gentleman Caller keep fighting for the spiced rum, the Captain Morgan's. Yeah. So it was between that and blueberry vodka, but this is the one we ended up with, and I wasn't mad because it's what I wanted. And he was
didn't take the blueberry vodka? That's our whole brand.
He was like, well, okay, we couldn't because this other couple was fighting for it. Like they were trading gifts with each other because once it's traded 3 times and it's out of play. They were literally trading with each other and then taking it. So it had been 3 times, but 2 of them were them. So it was real sneaky and shady, but they found loopholes.
I haven't had a White Elephant gift exchange in forever. I really miss it.
Yeah, it's fun.
Because I haven't had a normal job in years, so I don't have coworkers and nobody. I really miss having.
You can come to ex-Mormon parties.
All right, I'll be down there.
I'm going out to dinner with some people tomorrow. You can totally join us.
All right, yeah. Just wait, like by your front door
with it open.
Just wait, and I'll be there eventually. Don't leave until I get there, though. You're gonna go with Deanna, aren't you?
I wish.
You invited Deanna behind my back.
I didn't.
God, you're a bitch.
I know. Yeah, it's the other group that we're in. Not the one we always talk about, but the other group. There's some people coming to town from that group, and we're going out to dinner with them.
We're in a whole lot of secret groups, people.
Not that one. No, put that one down. She's not even listening to me. This is why I sneak away with other podcasters.
I know.
You brought this on yourself by wearing those shoes.
This is why women can't podcast.
Or vote or drive.
We're just the worst. Yeah. I shouldn't be allowed to do either, frankly.
I wish I couldn't do anything. Man, if someone was like, you're not allowed to leave the house and drive, I'm like, oh no, do all the grocery shopping and don't let me do anything. This mop is real heavy too. I don't think I should be trusted with it. I might find someone.
So have you ever faked sick to get out of like just household tasks as an adult?
No, I just
like not necessarily fake, but really play it up. Like, I just can't move. I'm gonna have to stay in bed for like 2 days. Sorry.
No, I am a single mom. I literally just don't do shit if I don't feel good.
Yeah, but before you were a single mom.
Okay, so my ex-husband would do this thing, which looking back, it was really condescending. But he would be like, because I get migraines. I get them 2 or 3 times a month. It's not really bad enough that I need to go to the doctor because I know it's hormone related. And so I get like a horrific migraine and 2 days later my period starts. I'm like, that explains that bitch the other day.
You know it's going to end eventually. Yeah.
Right. Or I'm going to die. Either way.
Yeah. Either way is you don't need to go to the doctor.
Either way, my head doesn't hurt anymore. So, and it's like really debilitating in the morning. And then I take something and then I lay back down and it's okay in a couple of hours. So he would be like, do I need to take the kids to school? I'm like, yes, I can't drive right now because I get light sensitivity. I'm nauseated. It's, the whole thing. And, but he would sit on the edge of the bed and he was like, do I need to stay home from work and take care of you? And I'm like, I don't know. And he was like, I need you to tell me if you're well enough to handle the day. And now looking back, I'm like, what a fucking asshole. He could have just stayed home to take care of me or not.
Yeah.
Yeah. If he just wanted to take care of me, he always put it on me. Tell me what you want me to do. Tell me what you want me to do. Now looking back is because it was always it was my fault or my responsibility, or I had to tell him instead of being like, you know what? I'm going to take the day off. You just go to bed. I got this. Yeah. Or I really can't. I have this project. I'm so sorry. Here's some pills and some water. I wish I could.
Yeah, just taking the initiative and
take the kids. I'll take the kids to school, so at least you get a head start or whatever. So what I would do is, if I really didn't, even if my headache was like manageable, like I could do stuff, I'm like, no, you should stay home. Yeah, because every time he offered, I was like, hell yeah, stay home.
That's what I'm talking about. I would do
absolutely. But now I'm just like,
it was worse when I was pregnant. I milked that pregnancy.
I literally was sick because I'm like in the hospital.
Yeah. I mean, I was sick too, but I acted a little more sick than I actually was, I think. I really need to stay in bed today.
Because
you did the opposite.
Super stubborn. I would literally throw up in the parking lot. I had lost 10 pounds in the past week and a half or something. And I'm like, I go to the doctor. I'm like, I'm great. I feel great. Never been better. Chunks of hair falling out, but it's okay. My head's never felt better. Super fine. Love it. I'm going to have 2 more. Yeah, no, it's the opposite for me, that I pretend like I'm better than I am. Except when he would do that, because I was like, oh, if you're willing to stay home. He's like, I wouldn't ask if I wasn't willing to. I'm like, okay, cool. Great. So I kind of wonder on some level if I was possibly trolling the manipulation on a subconscious level. Because there's so many things like that I look back on and I see that I was totally soaking it up or using it to my advantage.
Yeah.
So I wonder how much of it was
you just needed a fucking break and you saw an opportunity to get one and you took the break, Yeah.
I've
had several instances where I've just been like, I'm really going to need to take a nap today. So
I do that now. I'm just like, okay, gentleman caller, I'm going to take a nap. And he was like, nice. Okay.
Once your kids finally get to the age where they're not going to die if you fall asleep.
Oh, yeah.
That's a really nice area to be in, because if I fall asleep or I take a nap or something, my kids probably aren't going to die. They can go to the bathroom on their own. They know how to run a TV.
Yeah, because my baby is almost 9. That's my baby.
Yeah. When you have a toddler or a baby, there's no running off to take a nap because they could die. You have to be around them at all times.
Yeah.
So.
And you have to be aware and alert. I would doze on the couch sometimes. I would turn on Elmo or whatever. I'm like, you're fine for however long Elmo's world is. And I would doze off on the couch and then I'd hear this end music. I'm like, all right, let's go get a snack. Yeah. We're all good. But that was one thing that during the Smishmorse, and he was like, I came home from work and you were asleep. I'm like, and?
Yeah.
Everybody was out there eating dinner that I made. So, and he was like, that means you're neglectful. I'm like, try. Complain.
That means my body needs sleep.
Tell someone. Yeah. Complain about me. It never came up in court, which is real weird. Literally the other day, my daughter was talking to me. I'm like, I'm going to go take a shower and I will talk to you right after I finish taking a shower. And she's like, oh, okay. And so I, got my clothes ready and I went in and I had my music playing and I went in and take a shower. And then she was like, she came in knocking on the glass door to the shower. And she was like, Mom. I was like, oh my gosh, give me a couple minutes to shower. I'm coming out in just a minute. And she's like, I forgot. I have more to tell you. I'm like, can you tell me in 10 minutes? And she was like, why? I'm like, because I want privacy. She was like, And then she walked out of the room. I'm like, no, dude.
Kids demand your attention right now, especially if it's a story about Minecraft or this really funny video they saw on YouTube. And then they have to act out the whole video and describe what it was about and how good it was.
She likes It's Funny.
Yeah.
I don't.
Isn't that a book series or is that a?
No, she plays video games and she's real funny, but she's not. But
both my kids are super nerds. They think they're funny, but
they'll sit there and watch these things. They're like, Mom, you have to watch this. I'm like, why?
Oh yeah, I get that all the time. You got to see this, Mom. This is so funny. Although
I try to be supportive because I want them
you don't want to be a dick, but
they're like, why aren't you laughing right there? I'm like, I don't find it as funny as you do.
It's not funny. It's great that you enjoy it.
I am really happy that you find that humorous.
And that you found something to entertain you while I go take a nap, but I don't need to watch it with you.
Right.
Yeah, my kids are notorious for, you gotta watch this. Mom, you gotta watch this. Mom, it's so good. You gotta watch it.
Or they cast it onto the TV when I'm in the middle of watching something. And I'm like, excuse me, someone just casted something. They're like, watch it. I'm like, I was literally in the middle of an episode of something.
It's so funny, Mom.
You're like, it's not that long. It's only 7 minutes. I'm like,
yeah. Yeah, my oldest has taken to just grabbing my phone out of my hand and pulling up YouTube and just being like, you gotta see this, is really funny. And
so we thought we'd be funny
9 times out of 10 it's not, but
right, exactly. Well, and then they show these things where it's like just swearing. I'm like, are you kidding me?
Yeah. You're watching this?
And they're like, well, I mean, they're usually not like that. I'm like, okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I hear that too.
We thought we'd be real funny, and we casted this video. You should watch it, actually. It's the Magic Coffee Table. And it's this guy who was like, ever since he's telling his girlfriend, he's so impressed and he's trying to like share this magic with her. And he was like, this coffee table right here. She was like, what about it? And he was like, ever since you moved in, I don't know what it is, but this coffee table is magic. I will pile it high with shit. And like literally everything I could think of, I just leave it. And the next morning it's gone. And she's like, seriously? And he was like, yeah, no, seriously. I know it's hard to believe. Yeah, it's this whole thing. And so we thought we'd be real funny and cast it on the TV. We were in the bedroom. We thought it'd be real funny to cast it while the kids were out there watching something. And they just walked out of the room. They're like, what are you even doing? We're like, watch it.
It's so funny.
Yeah, it's so funny.
I do that with my son too, but it's always like, okay, you got to see this. And it's like Maxine Waters in the Senate doing something really good, or like and he'll just look at me like, really? Mom, really? I'm like, but it's good. You got to see it. Yeah. They watch. Every once in a while, he will find a gem, though. He showed us one the other night that was
Oh, yeah. My kids found Baby with a Gun. God.
Oh, I have not seen that.
Dude, the baby with a gun. Yeah, it's real stupid. That guy, his channel is really, really funny. Well, it's hit or miss, but big chunk of them are really funny. But the baby with a gun, it's like this hostage situation, and it's like these police, and they're staring down this. It's an infant in a stroller who's just holding a gun. How do you even get it? What is he gonna do? We don't even know. And there's like this office building. There's just dead bodies everywhere. It's like, what? It's a baby in a stroller. So he found that one. I was like, okay,
that sounds pretty good.
That one was funny. That was
our son showed us one that it was supposed to be like The Fault in My Stars, but so it was like a movie preview, but it was the kid was in love with the earth, but I can't even explain it, but I put it on our YouTube channel under our funny shit playlist. If anybody has any really funny shit they think we should add, send it to us, but not the kind of funny that my 8-year-old thinks is funny, because I'm not going to add that. So,
or that gentleman caller tries to show me sometimes.
Yeah, no.
Because he introduced me to a song called Twerk Fart, which is not very funny.
No, I don't approve of that. Or anything with puns. I don't like the puns. So.
Well, and he was like, it's real funny. And I was like, your 9-year-old thinks it's funny.
Yeah.
He was like, no, listen to it. I'm like, dude, I'm not going to change my opinion about a song. Like, there's not going to be any moment where I'm like, you know what? Maybe.
It's like my husband trying to get me to watch his stupid anime. Oh my God. He and my son are both into anime now.
I'm sorry. I'm never going to like Blazing Saddles. It's just not going to happen.
No.
My husband don't like Monty Python.
No, it's just I'm the same. I don't like the slapsticky stuff. And no, my husband had been trying to get me to watch this one anime show forever. And he's just like, it's so good though. It's like a murder mystery. You're going to love it because you love murder mysteries. Seriously, it's really good. He finally forced me. He like physically came in the room and turned it on so that I would have had to get up and leave. And I'm too lazy. So we watched the first episode. It was so bad. And he was just getting physically, like, clearly not upset, but really annoyed that I was not enjoying it. And then he thought I just wasn't enjoying it just to spite him. But I really wasn't. I just didn't like it. It's still anime. It's god awful. The voices were terrible. So yeah, I'm like, I watched the first episode. He's like, well, it gets better after this one. I'm like, I will take your word for it.
I heard that about Breaking Bad too.
Not going to keep watching it just because. I couldn't get through
the first season.
Okay, well, Breaking Bad does get better by season 3. The problem is you have to stick it out through 2 other seasons.
3 seasons.
Yeah. That's the thing. You got to be willing to stick it out through the 3 seasons.
Yeah.
I was watching the other night videos my brother made like a decade ago and forcing my older son to watch them.
I didn't watch any.
You should watch the Pillow Fort one. It's actually pretty funny. Okay. It's not bad. I like it. Makes me giggle. I don't know. It's like this ridiculous. It's like a home improvement show, but for guys that build pillow forts. That's the whole premise of it. It's like a 3-minute video, but it's like, we're going to go help this, but it's funny. My brother's not in it.
That day.
That's true.
Okay.
Yeah, it's funnier by season 3, so I'm just kidding. No.
Yeah, that's what's so hard. It's like, it really picks up. I'm like, okay, when?
Yeah, I only have so many hours in the day to sit and stare at the TV.
Right. Like everybody was like, I can't believe you didn't even give it a chance. I'm like, I gave it a chance. I watched the first episode like 4 times.
I tried watching Bodyguard on Netflix.
Oh,
new. Oh my God, no. I will watch damn near anything. And I got to episode 3 of that and I just couldn't take it anymore. I was like, I don't get what's going on. I don't understand the politics. I love British shows, but this one was just, maybe it was going somewhere, but oh my God.
Is Whitney Houston in it?
No, unfortunately, she's dead. I don't know if anybody had told you.
Because crack is whack?
Very much so, yeah. It kills you if you're a superstar like Whitney Houston.
But not me, right? Like I'm good?
No, you're fine. Yeah, no, because you've got that tiny little body that defies all expectations.
Body.
So
apparently...
Yeah. It defies gravity.
It defies gravity.
I did find on YouTube yesterday a bootleg version of Wicked. It's funny when you find Broadway bootlegs because they always have funny titles because I can't give them the real title because then they'll get kicked off YouTube really quickly. So I think they had named it like Blonde Girl Learns Languages with Green Girl or something like that.
That's funny.
But it was Wicked. It was just a bootleg. Anyway.
That's fun.
So yeah, do we have anything else to say about parenting since we stayed right on topic all
So yeah, parenting sucks, but you
gotta do it.
You just gotta do it. That's the thing is, I mean, I gotta say, custody's like the best. Because, you can always be like, it's not my turn. I'm real sorry you're going through this. I love you so much. You should probably talk to your dad about picking you up after school at, 7:15 p.m. because you have band practice or whatever. I will totally do it next week, but not this week.
And the thing is, you don't, like, as a parent, you don't always have to be on. Like, you just have to be there. That right there has been the hardest pill for me to swallow, though. Yeah. Because for 16 plus years, you were on. Because my ex traveled and I was the primary sole caretaker most of the time. And I'm real tired. So I'm like, they're like, hey, Mom, can we do all these things? I'm like, ask your dad. And he's willing, he's like stepping up and it's great for them. He's like, being divorced has actually made him a better parent, which is good because, that's awesome. Great. That's cool. And he's like, I'm doing all of this stuff with them and it's great. I'm like, cool. And he's like, what are you going to do? I'm like, I'm probably going to take a nap. Yeah. See, I just set the bar low from the very beginning and my kids don't expect anything more. But I'm here. So they complain that this house is filthy. Like they literally use the word filthy and they come in and they like look at everything like distastefully because I'm not like polishing baseboards at this point. Like that's literally like my house looks fine, but they're walking around like basically with white gloves going, are you kidding me? There's dog hair. I'm like, I'll get rid of the freaking dog. Problem solved. Or learn how to clean. I tell them that. I'm like, hey, and then like, we don't have any laundry or we don't have any clean clothes. I'm like,
So, you know how your bus drops you off 2 hours before I get home from work?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what you could do in that amount of time?
Mm-hmm.
Freaking laundry.
Yep. Yeah, my oldest has to do his own laundry, although lately he'll do it, but we have to finally be like, you have to do your laundry today, because he'll just run out of clothes and wear the same thing for like 5 days in a row.
My middle son, it was actually funny. We were having this battle of wills last week, and he was like complaining about laundry. I'm like, yeah, go do it. You know how. I've taught you. You know how to do this. Yeah. You can go do this. And you get home 2 hours before I do from work. And he's like, okay, fine. And then one night he finally gave in because he just reached the point where he couldn't anymore. Yeah. And he threw in one pair of shorts, one pair of socks and underwear, and then ran an entire load of laundry.
Nice.
And I didn't really complain about it because he was at least running a load of laundry. But I was like, you think that's enough to last you till the end of the week, buddy? Hey, bud.
Oh my God.
So,
yeah, that's a classic kid move.
Which you only would know if you're freaking parenting. So,
yeah, don't have kids, people. It's just gonna
back around.
It's gonna suck your whole life up. But if you do have kids, show up for your kids. Be there, even if you hate it, even if you're miserable while you're sitting there at that program, you still have to go to the program.
Well, yeah, because they're going to look out in the crowd and they're going to be so happy to see you.
Yeah, because your kids
and
need
that's
to know
what they're going to remember is mom was there.
Yeah.
She was there for me. They could even know that you're not happy to be there. You're like, I'm real tired. They're going to remember mom was real tired. She had a really long day and she still showed up.
Yep.
That's what they're going to remember.
Even if you're at home and you're in the midst of crippling depression, there are plenty of things you can do from laying in bed. I can play catch with my son. I'll be in the bed and I'll throw something at him and he'll fetch it like a dog and come bring it back. And
I did that with all my babies. So, all of my babies learned fetch early on because I was like, go chase this ball.
Fetch is a great game for kids. It runs off their energy. You don't have to move. They just throw it back at you. And if they miss, then they have all the energy. So they go find wherever it missed. It's great. Right. Yeah,
like you
can parent from the couch.
I did a lot.
Yeah, it's fine. But yeah, just deciding that you
can
don't
parent while taking a test online. Yeah. It's fine.
What you can't do is pawn off all of your responsibilities onto somebody else because
then the kids are
they're still your kids. Yeah, they're still your kids, and yeah, once you have them, you have them. I feel like we're gonna get hate mail on this one.
I don't think so.
You don't think so? Yeah.
I mean, does Michael even write in?
That's true. I don't think he knows how to write.
He's such a great guy. I'm just assuming that if anyone's going to be hateful,
yeah, it's going to be him.
He's a great guy.
It'll be Rich. Rich hates us so much. He keeps sending the letters, and I keep trying to send them back. I think
it would be Wayward Willis.
Yeah, they're pretty awful.
I think if anyone's going to send us hate mail.
Yeah. If anybody's going to send us puns in the mail, it's going to be Embrace the Void because they have been blowing up my Twitter with puns and I'm fucking sick of it.
Or Maddie.
You hear me? I'm sick of it.
I always tag you in her puns.
Oh, I know. I'm sick of that too. That's why you get angry faces from me.
Freaking sick of it.
So speaking of Wayward Willis, because they're terrible, I should run through our patrons because we had a big patron switcheroo this week that you were supposed to talk about, but since you were all happy cheating on me, you forgot. So...
Well, okay, so here's the thing. I don't want the patrons to think that I don't care also. Like, I literally did. I do care. I appreciate it. I just forgot. I literally just forgot to say anything about it. And I didn't know where Rich is ranked anymore, and I don't want to make him cry or happy.
Yeah, and
it's that middle ground that's I'm not.
I forgot to give you access to the Rich Excel spreadsheet.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And so I need
to make a note to do that.
Right. And male tears, give me strength and energy and happiness. Yeah. But I don't want him to cry too hard.
Exactly. You have to find the right balance.
Exactly.
That's kind of the key to life. So it's all right. We'll take care of it this week. So Patreon, if this is your first time listening,
give us money.
give us your money. All of it.
There's a nicer way to say that.
Or some of it. Just some of the money. I don't know. Maybe a little bit of the money.
I don't really care.
A little bit of the money. So the way Patreon works is you give us money. We keep that money. We keep talking into microphones. It's a win-win for everybody.
You guys get to hear us.
You get to keep hearing us, and we get to spend money.
Sweet, sweet cash.
So, yeah, maybe it'll pull us out of poverty someday. We'll see. I'm not holding my breath, but it could. You know, we could be living the American dream one of these days. So
bootstraps or something. I don't know.
All that stuff. Yeah. Really nice bootstraps because I only like high quality diamond laced boots. So
right. With your diamond lined pockets.
Exactly. Yeah. So we've got several levels on Patreon that you can donate at, and we appreciate our patrons so, so much. Every time we get a new one, I just feel like my heart grows 3 sizes. And it shrinks back down inevitably.
Good.
Yeah, no, it doesn't stay that way.
It's not healthy to have such an enlarged heart.
No, exactly. I do have a brief moment though where I'm just like, somebody likes us enough to give us money. Oh my God. And then we can actually pay for our, webcasting and
things we need to do.
Shit like that. So anyway, all right. So we've got our $1 a month level. Any level that you sign up for gives you early access to our shows. So as soon as our wonderful editor Rich, if we ever bother recording, usually if we record early, I will drop the episode as soon as I get it from our wonderful editor, Rich Lyons. I will put it on the Patreon so that patrons get it right away. You don't have to wait. You get it as soon as it's done. So for $1 a month, our patrons are the By Any Means podcast, Wendy, encyclopediadumbamerica.com, which is an excellent website and everybody should go check it out. encyclopediadumbamerica.com. We've also got Jesse, Ryan, the Dumb All Over podcast. I think they forgot that they were donating to us and that's why they're still patrons. So don't tell them. Shh. Dumb All Over podcast. Liz Satan. We've got John and Freethinker215. Thank you all so very much. At the $2 a month, we've got...
Which soup is that?
Well, I was just thinking that. So $1 a month is tomato soup.
Right.
I do believe...
some kind of clam chowder?
No, $2 a month is chicken noodle. And $3 a month is beef noodle. Because beef is just a little bit hardier than the chicken noodle.
Okay.
So yeah, the chicken noodle level, we've got Andy.
The thought process that went into that.
I spend a lot of fucking time on these levels. So even if you don't want to become a patron, go check out our Patreon page just so you can see all the thought I put into the levels. There's a whole process behind it. So, at the chicken noodle level, we have Andy, Sarah, Verlaine, Rebecca, Kimberly, and Nathan Dickey. You guys are fantastic.
Awesome.
And then, so we have a $3 beef noodle level, but nobody's at that level. So our next level up is the $4 bread bowl level. The bread bowl level, we've got Elvin Engineer, our lone bread bowl patron. You are fantastic. I hope you're enjoying the bread bowl. You don't literally get a bread bowl. It's just a figurative bread bowl.
It would have dicks on it anyway. You don't want to do that.
Exactly. And that would just taste gross. So at the $5 a month is the she crab soup. So $5 a month, we've got Dr. Dylan, medical detective, who recently he had increased his patronage. So he was $2 a month. Now he's $5. Speaking of which, so did Andy. I forgot to mention that when I was doing the $2 a month. Andy doubled his patronage. He not only doubled it, he went from $2 a month to $5 a month. So why isn't it bumping him up into the right category? I'm sorry, Andy. Patreon's being a dick right now. Andy deserves to be mentioned in the $5 level. So you are fantastic. So $5, we've got Dr. Dylan, medical detective, my friend Andy, Marissa, Alexa McCool, Amy's boring sister, Yesh, Jerry, and Alan. You are all our she crab soup superstars. Say that 5 times fast. At the $10 a month level, $10 a month is the lobster bisque level, one of the fanciest soups. At the $10 a month level, you will get your own personalized soup bowl with the dicks on it, or not.
Or not.
Depends.
Or vaginas, whatever.
I like to change it up sometimes. I'm not
Although we know
dicks
it's not actually vaginas. We know they're vulvas, but whatever.
Yeah, don't send us mail about that. Come on. Nobody sends us mail. It's fine. At the $10 a month level, we have got Mr. Larry Yelling Man. You should check him out on Man Yells at News podcast. We've got Randall, and we've got our 37th favorite, Rich. Does that
nice
sound right?
Safe number.
37, yeah. 37
Sounds
favorite
accurate.
Rich. I think that's right.
Accurate and safe.
Close enough. Then we get to the superstar level, the blueberry dessert soup level, and this is where all the action is happening right now.
Apparently.
Because we have got a podcast feud of epic proportions going on. So blueberry dessert soup is the $20 a month level. And for a long, long time, we had our number one patron, Ashley, chilling up there alone in the $20 a month level. And she's still our favorite. I'm not going to deny that she's still our favorite. She really is. But we recently got a new patron, Nathan, who started pledging at $30 a month.
That's not what happened. The feud was last week. It started last week.
Well, so yeah, what happened was there's this other podcast called Wayward Willis, which you should not listen to under any circumstances. It'll burn your eardrums. But with that warning, they decided to get back at us in our podcast feud by becoming our top patron. So they
really, really painful. So no one else do that because it hurts our feelings real bad.
Yeah, it's so petty that, all they wanted was to have their name read as our favorite patron. So they bumped Ashley's by 1 penny. So Ashley was at $20. They were at $20 and 1 cent because they're petty bitches.
Hilarious. I loved it.
So we had to say they were our favorite, even though we never admitted it. But then this knight in shining armor, Nathan, came along and started giving us $30 a month, which is insane. That's $10 a month more than our top level. So as soon as I announced that, we had our podcast feuders, the Wayward Willis, change their name once again on Patreon because they keep changing it to weird shit. Now their Patreon name is Nathan's Will Not Replace Us, Blood and Patreon Dollars. And
that's hilarious and amazing. I'm really glad you said that.
Increased their pledge to $30.02.
2 cents.
2 cents. So you know what? You got us, Wayward Willis.
Someone needs to take them down.
I'm going to clarify this. You are our best patron. You're not our favorite patron. Ashley will always be our favorite. I don't care how much money anybody ever gives us. Ashley will always be our favorite. And we've never met Nathan, but we probably like him more than you. It's
a
safe bet, right? But fine. Ron and John, you are our best patron. There you go. You heard me say it.
Just the gauntlet has been, or the challenge has been extended, so someone needs to take them down.
Yeah, someone please bump them down because I don't want to have to keep. Here's the thing: we mention the top patron every week.
$50, $55.
You know what really makes me angry is like $400 a month. I get ragingly pissed off.
I would get so angry.
I just walk around throwing things.
I would sob in the shower for an hour and a half.
Yeah, I would do that on video for $400 a month. I'll just sob in the shower and record it. I'll do it.
Totally.
The two of us have no shame. We will do anything for money, for sweet
What number of Patreon is that? Because we actually have a live broadcast with 50.
Yes, I believe are at 28 right now. So
okay, so we're getting closer.
28. So once we get to 50 patrons at any pledge level, can even be the $1 a month level. Once we get to 50 patrons, we will do a live drunk cast part 2. If you haven't seen live drunk cast part 1, check out our what's that thing called? YouTube, our YouTube channel. And you can watch our first live drunk cast, but we will do a second one when we get to 50 patrons. But that means how many more people need to sign? I can't do math. What's 50 minus 28?
Okay, so 25 plus 25, right?
Mm-hmm,
and then 3.
So 3, so 20, so 36, 18, 22. Okay. So we need 22 more people to sign up, and then we'll do another live drunk cast. But I am not touching a drop of liquor.
Times.
Yeah, I am not touching a drop of liquor for less than 50 patrons. So sorry, folks. I mean, tell your friends, tell them to sign up, then maybe I'll get drunk again. Anyway, we love our patrons.
Really
Thank you
easy.
so much.
Like a thimble full of
that's all it takes to fuck me
basically.
up. Nathan,
you literally were drinking cognac, weren't you?
No, I was drinking amaretto.
Oh, that's just as bad. Okay.
Amaretto sour because I'm a lady. So Nathan made our entire week. Thank you so much, Nathan. And then Wayward Willis had to go ruin it by pledging more money. So I don't know.
My feelings to the
It really did. I was so angry. So I think that's all I have in the way of housekeeping.
Oh, okay. Let me go ahead and pull it up because I haven't yet. What was I doing? Playing a game on my phone.
Yeah, you look that up and I'll just talk about how terrible all the other male podcasters are. How much we really, really hate them.
I'm mulling over meeting the GAM and skating guys.
What?
Yeah, I'm mulling it over because they're coming to town and we're thinking about going and, stuff. So I'm like, I should probably meet Eli. You are determined to kick me to the curb. At the end of the show every week.
Do you think he remembers who we are? No. Do you think he remembers recording that? I mean, it was a year ago. I think he's just spaced it out completely.
He might actually. I don't know if he listens, though.
Plus, Tom and Cecil completely stole his soup bowl, so... Yeah.
They did?
Oh, yeah. Because I sent them all to the Glory Hole studio because Eli was supposed to be there in town.
But it says Eli's name on it.
But it says Eli's name on it, but they still have it in their studio as far as I know.
They sent us a picture of it.
Yes. That's what I'm saying. It's in their studio. Eli never got it. He's across the country.
Well, because he wouldn't give us his address, which I don't blame him.
Actually, I did get his address.
We have it now. We should send him a bowl.
But I had already mailed it along with Tom and Cecil's because I had been assured by Cecil that Eli was going to be in town. It was a whole thing. But then they broke in the mail anyway, and then Eli never got his, and all of my artistic talents were for naught. So.
They broke in the mail?
Yeah, you didn't see that? The handles broke off. One of them got chipped.
But not badly.
No, I mean, they can still use them. It's fine.
I mean, mine's
they're just
a little
whiners.
chipped too.
Yeah, they're just whiny.
Okay.
Yeah, it's fine.
I chipped mine, though, because I was washing it. Ooh.
Good job. That means you hate me.
No, it just means I shouldn't do dishes.
Cheating on me with all these other podcasters, breaking my bowls. I get it.
All right. I'm ready.
All right, it's time for bed. I need to go to bed so my son can start texting me in 2 hours about login info for our various movie devices.
What's our Steam account? Okay.
Ugh.
And that's all we've got for now. Thanks to all our fabulous listeners who put up with us droning on week after week. If you enjoy our delightful bitchcraft, please like us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram, and send us all your money on Patreon, please. You can find us on those platforms, exactly, by using the Google machine. It's not hard. This week, your donations will go to Blueberry Vodka, because now I'm having buyer's remorse, or white elephant remorse.
It was very on brand, you know.
I know.
You don't have to drink it. You just got to put it on your desk.
What's that like, to have alcohol in your house and not drink it? Okay.
Yeah. So.
If you want to tell the world how awful this episode was, join our Secret Soup Talk Facebook group. If you want to tell us to fuck off personally, you can send an email to secularsouppodcast@gmail.com. Amy likes dick pics. Please rate and review us on iTunes, Facebook, and wherever else you can review things like this. Little. It will help us spread the soup gospel far and wide. And hey, tell your friends. As always, we'll leave you with the vocal stylings of Mr. Eli Bosnick.
That motherfucker.
Secular Soup Creed. Soup is the ultimate virtue. It's delicious, nutritious, patriarchy smashing, racism fighting, warm and fuzzy, human affirming, fun having, anti-theist, glitter throwing, tummy satisfying, pair of new shoes fulfilling, diversity seeking, happiness. Minestrone, beef and barley, chicken broth and split pea, gazpacho, tomato, clam chowder and potato, chicken noodle, beef noodle, egg drop and ramen cup, miso, gumbo, leek and pho. Grab a bowl and taste the magic. Slurp even this.
Oh, and here's my 14-year-old invading my podcasting with my asshole cat. Really? Like, you're gonna put him up? He's gonna knock the bookcase over. Jesus Christ. Okay, go away. We're recording.
Go away.
Leave.
So
take the cat with you.
Ugh.